Hi guys, today we are going to be making particle liquids in DaVinci Fusion. As you can see, they react with each other, and you'll also notice that they refract the logo beneath them when they go over. It's really cool. It's also very easy to do, by the way. As always, this project can be downloaded from my website free of charge. Just hit subscribe and then go to the link in the description. You will need to sign up, but please note, I hate spam, so I won't be spamming you. Right, let's get into it. The first thing we'll need is a Fusion composition. So come up to your media pool here on your left hand side, right click and hit create new Fusion composition. Just give it a name, we'll call it liquid. Once you've done that, you'll need to drag it into your timeline and then I'm going to cheat to make it that long like that. Right, let's go into Fusion. So here we are in Fusion. The first thing I'm going to do is bring in a background node and connect it across like that. Clicking on that background, come up to the right hand side and change the color to like a pale yellow, somewhere like that. Now we're going to make our particles. So we're going to bring in a particle emitter, a particle directional force and a particle renderer and connect those all across. So our particle emitter emits the particles. Our particle directional force, as you can see here, shows us the direction in which they're going. And our particle renderer actually takes it out from the particle world into the 2D world of Fusion. So what we'll do is I'll just connect this across like that. Right, we're actually going to make our own particles. And the way we do that is we're going to bring in a background node again, click on it, come up, and we're going to change the color to white. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come across the image just here, click on that, untick auto resolution. We're going to change the size of that to 100 by 100 and hit enter. Now if I put that in the window, we get a really small icon like that. So now what we need to do is clicking on the background node, add an ellipse mask. Now we need it to be a bit bigger, so the best thing to do is clicking on the ellipse. On the height here, we're going to right click and hit expression and just connect it to the width. And then that way we can move them both together and it looks better. We need it to be about there, that'll do. Right, now let's click on our emitter. We need to change a couple of things here. The first thing we're going to do is change the region from sphere to line like that. Just clicking on the emitter, we get these points just here. What we can do is drag them up to the corners like this, and then the particles will be emitted from a line going down. Currently I can't connect our image in because there's no connection in there, so that's the next thing I need to do. So clicking on the emitter, come across to style and change it from point to bitmap. Then a yellow little triangle comes up and allows us to connect in like that. And if we play that, we get this, which really looks more like snow than anything. So let's do a couple of changes. So clicking on our particle emitter, first thing we're going to do, go over to the control section just here and change the number right down. We're going to make it 0.15 like that. Then what we need to do you see here where it says temporal distribution? We need to change that to randomly, otherwise they'll all fall down at the same speed. Right, we now need to go across to the style region just here. And on here where it says animate, we're going to do particle age, and that'll add more randomness to it. Right, under size control, what we need to do, click just here and change that to 2.2. And we need our size variation to be 2. Now when we play that back, how cool is that? The only thing I don't like is they're falling in a straight line. I need them to have a bit of turbulence in there. So let's correct that. So what we're going to do is click on our particle emitter, shift spacebar, and we're looking for P turbulence, which is that one there. Let's add that. Play around with this. Normally I just click on it, come over to the right hand side and up the X and the Z a little bit. Let's see what that does. Yeah, I like that. That's looking pretty good. Next thing we need to do is slow them down. If I click on the particle emitter and go to the very first panel and go down to velocity, there's actually no ability for me to take it any slower. What you do is click on your particle turbulence just here, shift spacebar, and we're looking for something called a P-friction, which is this one just here. And this is really sensitive. Let me show you what I mean. If I start it there and crank, if I'm clicking on the particle friction, just take that all the way up that like that. It barely moves. So this is one of those ones where you need to use the control key to get your setting in. So control and left mouse button to slow it down. There we are. That's looking a lot better. Right, now what we need to do is get particles coming up. And we're going to cheat, because we have to cheat. So what we're going to do, we're going to select all of these like that. Right click on one and hit group. We're going to click on that one. We're going to right click and hit copy. And then in a blank area, control V. We need to bring in another particle renderer to connect that to it. So let's do that now. And what we should do actually is bring this across like this, and then bring in another merge and connect it across like so. So this group is exactly the same as the other group. If I play it back in the window, let's just do that. Again, they're all coming from the top. They look the same, all got the same settings, and we need it reversed. We need them at the bottom. So how you do that is double click on it, click on the particle emitter first, and you see these lines here. We need them to come right down here like that. And then what we need to do is click on the particle directional force, this one just here. And if I zoom out, control middle mouse, you'll see that's showing our direction here. So they're all falling down. We need that to be reversed. So click on your particle directional force, come across here and change it from -90 to 90. And now when we play that back, we're getting that. Isn't that cool? Now the only thing to bear in mind is, even though it's coming from the bottom, the particles actually are the same as the top ones. So click on the particle emitter, and under the control panel, make sure you hit reseed. And then what it will do is it'll offset it, so it doesn't look the same. Right, let's create some water droplets. What I'm going to do is, just for memory purposes, I'm just going to move this up like this. When you get to my age, you know how it is. Right, first thing we need to do is add a background node. So I'm going to click here, add a background node, bring it across like that. On this background node, click on it, come over to the right hand side, and we need to change that to white, like that. We now need to take the output from this merge and connect it in to the mask input of the background, and we get that. So now we need to add another background, so click on this merge and add another merge. Let's bring in a background and connect in like so. On this background, we're going to come across to the right hand side and change it from solid to gradient like that, and then we'll get this. On the gradient, what you need to do, click on the dark one, choose like a turquoise, something like this, go to the light one, and choose a darker blue, something like that. And we need to animate those, so go right to the beginning of the animation, and see here on the right hand side where it says start and end frame, just click a keyframe like that. And what we're going to do is come through to frame, say 160. We're actually going to swap these positions, so that one there and that one there, like that. Now when I play that back, what you have to be careful of is when it gets to the middle, starts to look a bit weird. So what you need to do is go to frame 80 and just separate those out like that, so to give us more of a gradient. That looks good to me. Right, we need to loop that, so clicking on that background, come up to the top, hit the spline key like that, make sure you've ticked here, hit zoom to fit so it all fits in the window, then go down, and what we're going to do is click on this one that says select all, and then we're going to come across to this one that says ping pong, and then that'll give us a nice kind of looping animation. We now need to connect our merge into the alpha of that one, and we get that. Right, we need to add another background. A lot of backgrounds in this tutorial today. So clicking on this merge, I'm going to add another merge, and yes, again, we're going to bring in another background and connect it in like so. I'm going to pull that out like that. We're going to take the output of the merge and put it into the mask input of that one, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to change that from normal to XOR, like so. And look at that. Got the edges of our bubbles, but we're not really seeing a lot. And the way we do that is clicking on the background node just here. I'm going to hit Shift Space Bar and we're looking for a blur. We'll just add a blur to it. And on this blur, what you need to do is you need to crank it right up. So coming across to the right hand side, you need to take it right up like that. How cool is that, eh? I like a lot. Now we're getting a weird effect on the outside of that blur, so we can fix that by taking the output of the merge and connect it in like that, and it gives us that look there. Let's just play that back because you might actually like this look. So now what we need to do is to make them look even more waterish, we're going to click on that merge and we're going to hit Shift Space Bar, and we're looking for something called an erode and dilate node like that. Clicking on the erode dilate, just come up to your right hand side here and just nudge it a little bit like that. Right, now what we're going to do is yet again we're going to add another merge. So clicking on this erode dilate, come over to your toolbar and just hit merge like that. And yes, we're going to bring in another background node, but we're not doing anything to it. We're just connecting it in like that. Got the wrong teeth in today. Clicking on that one, Shift Space Bar, we're looking for something called a bitmap, which is that one there. And we're going to connect that in like that and drag it down like that. We're going to go to our merge just here and connect that into our bitmap input just like that. And we get that. We now need to take that input again from the merge and put it into the mask input of that merge as well, like that. And it's a bit messy. So what we'll do is go halfway down the line, hold the Alt key and just create an arm so we know where we put it like that. Clicking on that bitmap, what we need to do is come up here and hit invert so we get that. And then just zoom in, middle mouse. If you change the soft edge just here, you kind of get that look that you're after. Right, let's add our text. I'm going to click on this merge just here. Going to add a merge. Bring in a text node, 2D one will do. Connect that in like that. Come up here, write in your text. Increase the size by using the size just here to a size you like. Then just give it a color. I'm going to give it somewhere like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that node, go up to copy. Then I'm going to hit right click and hit paste instance like that. Let's just add another merge and connect that in like that. So we've got two text nodes both in the same position, but we need to dent one and leave the other alone. So now what we're going to do is click on this text node, Shift Space Bar, and we're looking for a dent, which is that one just there. What we're going to do is take the mask input from the particles over here. So remember our particles are over here. I'm going to take the mask input from there and put it into the dent like so, like that. We're now going to copy this dent. So we're going to hit copy, come over here, again, paste instance. We're going to connect our text in like this. And now what we need to do again is take our output from this merge and put it into the mask input of this one, just like that. And now what should happen is every time our liquid goes over the text, you can see it's deforming. So the final thing we need to do, guys, is if we play it back, what you'll notice is that when the water goes over the text, the text is in front. So we can solve that quickly by clicking on this merge here and hitting swap inputs like that. Didn't do it, let's do it again. Swap inputs. Do the same for this one, swap inputs. And then you'll see that when we play it back, how cool is that? So before I end the tutorial, guys, I just want to point out one thing to you. If you don't like your edges on your liquids, the two nodes to play around with are the erode dilate and the bitmap one. If you click on the erode dilate and take it down, you get more of that kind of look. And if you take the soft edge up on the bitmap, you get that kind of look. So play around with them until you get something that you like. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was really fun to make. I really liked doing this one. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I love reading them. And like I say, you can download this project and any other project from my website for completely free of charge. And I will see you in the next one.